Woon's mind raced with surprise at the sudden surge of power from the Heavenly Lord. The Heavenly Lord, residing in Kwang's body, questioned Woon's sudden doubt despite his previous confidence, insinuating that Woon had sought this confrontation. The Heavenly Lord hinted at the deceased status of the successor of the White Sword martial god Kwang, explaining that without a body, the soul couldn't survive. Yet, there might still be remnants of the successor within his body. Taken aback by this revelation, Woon questioned with disbelief, "Wait a second, Kwang is dead." The dilemma loomed. To defeat the Heavenly Lord, Woon might have to harm Kwang. Pushing aside thoughts of saving Kwang for later, Woon resolved to focus on winning the immediate battle. His priority shifted to uncovering the Heavenly Lord's weaknesses for a strategic advantage. Meanwhile, the Heavenly Lord questioned if Woon intended to remain standing in the midst of the escalating confrontation. Surprise registered in Woon's expression as he observed the Heavenly Lord. He noted the Lord absorbing energy from the descending sky, gaining strength from another world. Puzzled by this cross-world empowerment, Woon strategized to lead the Lord to a location with minimal light, seeking to nullify this otherworldly advantage. With determination in his voice, Woon challenged the Heavenly Lord, daring him to withstand losing his footing. As the Heavenly Lord questioned in confusion, Woon directed his force towards the floor, causing it to collapse. Amidst the chaos, the Heavenly Lord, shaken by the unexpected turn of events, questioned the nature of Woon's tactics. Seizing the moment as the floor crumbled, Woon closed in on the Heavenly Lord, questioning the source of the Lord's power being absorbable only in the presence of light. He speculated that the Lord had chosen the Divine Palace for its proximity to the sky to harness this energy. Unfazed by the Lord's insult, Woon pressed on in his strategic inquiry. In Woon's thoughts, a realization struck. Even if he kept the Heavenly Lord away from the light, the sky remained open. Jichin urgently called out to Woon, emphasizing the need to swiftly eliminate the Heavenly Lord. Jichin highlighted the danger posed by the door connecting to another world, warning that it defied the laws of nature. He cautioned that leaving it open could result in those with weaker martial arts skills transforming into demons. Shocked and visibly shaken by this revelation, Woon questioned in disbelief, "Demons?" After defeating the old man, Jean pondered the commotion at the Divine Palace, wondering if it was Woon causing the disturbance. Determined to investigate, Jean set off towards the Divine Palace. Suddenly, a growling sound caught Jin's attention. To his surprise, the defeated enemy and allies rose to their feet, exhibiting a demon-like ferocity as they lunged at Jean, forcing him to defend himself in a state of confusion. Despite the chaos, the sky continued to crack overhead. Jichin explained that typically, the cracking of the sky was a side effect of the Heavenly Lord gaining power. However, he warned that if the crack did not close, there would be no one left in the area. In response, the Heavenly Lord declared his intention to expand the crack until it engulfed the entire Central Plains, showing a ruthless determination to cause widespread destruction. Woon questioned the Heavenly Lord, asking if he intended to eliminate all his subordinates as well. In response, the Heavenly Lord dismissed his followers as potential traitors, labeling them as disposable. He revealed his sinister plan to transform all life on Earth into demons and seize control of the world by himself. Shocked by the Lord's ruthless ambitions, Woon expressed his disbelief, condemning the plan as utterly insane. As Woon noticed energy flowing from the sky towards his body, the Heavenly Lord was taken aback by this unexpected development. Curious, Woon surprised that he could also absorb this energy. In a fit of anger, the Heavenly Lord unleashed his aura skill to strike Woon, commanding him to step away from the energy source. The impact caused an explosion, prompting the Lord to leap behind Woon. Surprised by Woon's absorption of the otherworldly energy, the Heavenly Lord demanded an explanation. A fierce clash ensued as the Heavenly Lord attacked with his sword, but Woon countered with his own blade. Despite putting up a defense, Woon was forced to the ground. As the Heavenly Lord's sword descended towards Woon, he managed to evade the strike. The Lord explained that with the Yalu clan's power, one could only open the border gate, but to absorb the energy, a soul from another world was necessary. In response, Woon astutely pointed out the Lord's origin from another world and inquired about his place of origin. In a surprising turn, the Lord seemed to have mistaken Woon for someone else, questioning Woon's true identity and casting doubt on his association with the fourth young master of the demonic cult. With pride, Woon confidently revealed his identity as Lee Si-woon from Korea, prompting a surprised reaction from the Heavenly Lord. Perplexed by the Lord's reaction, Woon questioned his familiarity with Korea. Approaching the Lord slowly, Woon probed further, asking why the Lord was so taken aback. He inquired if the Lord knew anyone from Korea, or if he hailed from Korea himself. Despite Woon's inquiries, the Heavenly Lord remained serious, absorbed in absorbing the energy from another world. Woon pointed out the shared Korean heritage between them, questioning why Lord's asking how he came from another world when the Lord himself is from another world. He speculated that the Lord's extended stay as the Heavenly Lord might have influenced his view of the world. In response, the Heavenly Lord launched an attack on Woon, who defended himself. The Lord adamantly claimed to be the Chosen One, refuting Woon's assertion of their shared origin. Undeterred, Woon remarked on the Lord's apparent descent into madness. The Heavenly Lord unleashed his potent aura skill, declaring that this world resembled the setting of a novel he had read. Startled, Woon trembled in surprise at this revelation. The Lord confidently proclaimed that in the novel's narrative, he, as the Heavenly Lord, was fated to emerge victorious. With a powerful leap towards Woon, he prepared to strike, but Woon halted his advance. Woon interjected, questioning if the novel in question was titled The Way of a Hero. Taken aback by Woon's knowledge, the Heavenly Lord paused his attack, inquiring how Woon was aware of the novel's title. Woon questioned if the novel was crafted to ensure the Heavenly Lord's triumph, expressing disbelief as he had never completed writing it. In response, the Heavenly Lord inquired if Woon was the author of the novel, surprised by Woon's insights. Suddenly, Jichin struck the Heavenly Lord in the neck, but the attack proved futile. The Lord taunted Jichin for his desperate attempt, noting how Jichin tried to harm him when he was unprepared. Despite the wound, the Heavenly Lord's injury healed effortlessly, leaving Jichin to realize the futility of his actions. Woon, taken aback by the Heavenly Lord's swift recovery, expressed disbelief at the Lord's resilience. He compared the situation to a fantastical character, questioning if the Lord was akin to Piccolo from a popular series. Addressing Jichin seriously, the Heavenly Lord inquired if Jichin believed he could harm his source with the Yuchi clan sword. Turning to Woon, the Lord noted Woon's crossing of boundaries, implying Jichin's misplaced hope in Woon's abilities. The Lord asserted that the Yalu clan spell was solely for boundary crossing, emphasizing the disappearance of the Yuchi clan sword that could weaken him, making it impossible for Woon to defeat him. The Heavenly Lord skillfully struck Jichin and Woon with his sword, prompting Woon's mind to race with thoughts. Woon pondered the concept of a sword capable of cutting the Lord's source, questioning if the Yalu clan spell was ineffective in doing so. Despite his confusion, Woon recalled similarities between the Heavenly Demonic Caves vault and the Astral Phantom Thief Tomb structure, leading him to a realization about the Heavenly Demon's lineage and the lost martial skills of the Yuchi clan. With newfound confidence, Woon smiled, surprising the Heavenly Lord. Woon harnessed the powerful energy of the Heavenly Demonic Divine Art, challenging the Lord. The Heavenly Lord, taken aback, expressed astonishment at Woon's possession of such energy. In a moment of realization, Woon acknowledged that his ability to cut down the Yangtze River water dragon's source stemmed from his unconscious use of the Heavenly Demonic Divine Art. Confidently, Woon explained how, in his struggle for survival, he inadvertently acquired the Yalu clan spell and the Yuchi clan's martial arts. He expressed his belief in being the Chosen One due to these unforeseen developments. The Heavenly Lord swiftly attacked, dismissing Woon's accidental acquisition as nonsense. Woon defended himself using his skills, leading to a powerful explosion. Meanwhile, Suyin battled demons, her focus shifting to Woon's well-being. The Heavenly Lord scrutinized Woon's claim of accidental acquisition, insinuating that Woon, as the author of the world, manipulated events to benefit himself. Woon, realizing the Lord's keen insight, acknowledged his sharpness. In a display of strong aura, the Heavenly Lord challenged Woon to accept the predetermined ending and face his demise. Refusing to yield, Woon leaped towards the Lord, denying any intent to create such an ending in his writing. Their clash intensified as their swords clashed in a fierce battle. With anger and determination, the Heavenly Lord unleashed a powerful strike, urging Woon to meet his end. In a moment of realization, Woon understood that to cut the Lord's source, he needed to utilize the unparalleled fluctuating qi. However, he struggled to find an opening amidst the Lord's relentless assault. The Heavenly Lord continued his relentless attacks with his sword skills, pushing Woon to the brink. Mocking Woon's skills, the Lord questioned if that was the extent of his abilities. Noticing Jichin nearby, Woon called out to him, requesting the Divine Supreme to unleash his strongest attack towards them. Jichin hesitated, warning Woon that he would also be affected by the attack. Undeterred, Woon urged Jichin to proceed with the attack, shouting for it to be launched immediately. As Jichin unleashed the supreme time-space and formless sword art from the Yuchi clan, targeting both Woon and the Heavenly Lord. The Heavenly Lord questioned if such an attack could halt his advance. In response, Woon tapped into his skill, the unrivaled fluctuating chi, expressing confidence in its efficacy against the Lord's onslaught. As the Heavenly Lord leaped to strike Woon, he observed the center of the Lord intently, realizing the key to victory lay within, the source of the villain. Woon identified the source within the Heavenly Lord as likely belonging to Kwang's heart, with the malevolent entity attached to it presumed to be the Lord's soul. Woon contemplated the necessity of carefully severing this connection to end the conflict definitively. However, Woon faced a dilemma as he realized he couldn't simply cut down Kwang's source. He pondered deeply on how he could save Kwang and potentially separate him from the influence of the Heavenly Lord to ensure his survival. Woon pondered the coexistence of Kwang's source and the Heavenly Lord's soul within the same boundary, considering the Lord's soul originating from another world. He questioned how these entities could occupy the same space. A sudden realization struck Woon. What if the Heavenly Lord's soul resided in a different world or dimension altogether? Recalling his experience of witnessing the source of life when crossing the boundary, Woon speculated about a deeper dimension beyond his current understanding. With a newfound perspective, Woon decided to enhance his unrivaled fluctuating chi skill by combining it with the Nine Moons divine art, aiming to tap into a more potent and profound level of power. As Woon delved deeper into a different dimension, he encountered the soul of the Heavenly Lord. The Lord deemed it impossible, observing Woon's soulless leave from Korea. Woon identified the soul he encountered as the villainous essence. With determination, he swiftly utilized the energy of his unrivaled fluctuating chi and swung his sword towards the source of power of the Heavenly Lord's soul. As Kwang's body fell to the ground, blood flowing from his chest, Woon, startled, questioned why the Heavenly Lord hadn't left Kwang's body yet. The Heavenly Lord, astonished, inquired about how Woon managed to achieve this feat. Perplexed by the situation, the Lord then questioned if Woon desired to return home. Woon, left speechless and surprised by a chance of going home to South Korea. The Heavenly Lord pointed towards the crack in the sky, revealing it as the doorway to another world, emphasizing that passing through that portal would lead Woon back to Korea. He mentioned that based on what he had heard about Woon, his recent changes in personality and behavior indicated that he likely still remembered his home. Inwardly, the Heavenly Lord acknowledged that this world wasn't truly Woon's, recognizing that Woon must have a desire to return to his hometown. The Heavenly Lord shared with Woon that it had taken him hundreds of years to open the door to another world, warning that if Woon killed him, his way back would vanish. Woon attentively listened to the Lord's words. The Lord continued, suggesting that Woon should surrender the body and everything else related to this world and return to Korea, forgetting all that had transpired in this realm. He proposed that once Woon left this place, known as Murim, whether it faced destruction or not would become inconsequential. As Moon and Jean fought for their lives against the demons outside, he defended himself on the ground with a demon closing in on him. Xian intervened, using his arrow to target the demon and aid Hu in the struggle. The Heavenly Lord questioned Woon's resolve, asking if he would sacrifice his only chance to return home for the sake of people he had only recently met. He challenged Woon, emphasizing he is someone from another world. Woon can just leave this world with no worries. The people here are just a character from the novel. In a moment of defiance, Woon responded with strong determination, expressing frustration and seriousness towards the Lord's words. The Heavenly Lord, taken aback by Woon's sudden shift in demeanor, reacted with surprise and uncertainty. In a fit of anger, Woon retorted, expressing disbelief that the Heavenly Lord thought mere words would sway his decision. He questioned if the Lord intended to harm everyone present just to facilitate his return home, expressing uncertainty about the Lord's perception of him. With resolve, Woon prepared to take action, wielding his sword and invoking the unrivaled fluctuating chi skill. Taken aback, the Heavenly Lord, shaking, attempted to intervene, pleading for a moment of reprieve. However, Woon, determined and with a sense of urgency, swiftly swung his sword, targeting the source of the Heavenly Lord's life. The strike successfully severed the connection between the Lord and Kwang's body, leading to Kwang's collapse to the ground. As the sky cleared up, the once gloomy atmosphere transformed, with no crack visible in the sky. Woon, smiling with a sense of relief, declared that it was all over. Accompanied by Jichin, Woon descended the stairs with Kwang on his back, greeted by victorious allies from their respective battles. Playfully, Woon dropped Kwang's body to the ground, exclaiming in joy. He reassured everyone that they were safe. Suyin rushed towards Woon, embracing him in a heartfelt hug, celebrating their collective victory and safety. Tearfully, Suyin expressed her concern, recounting how she feared Woon, or rather Lee, would return to Korea upon seeing the hole in the sky. Woon acknowledged Suyin's perceptiveness, recognizing her sharp intuition. Inwardly, Woon admitted that he had indeed contemplated the idea of returning to Korea, realizing the pull of his homeland despite the events that had unfolded in the other world. As Hu and Seon greeted Woon, celebrating their victory in battle, Woon's father, Moon, and siblings, Wool and Jean, joined in the joyous reunion, also triumphant in their respective fights. Embracing Suyin in return, Woon pondered the question, where should he go? The grand plan had been defeated, marking the end of the orthodox demonic Great War. Jichin, standing resolute, declared that it was time to face the consequences of their past mistakes in following the wrong individual, signaling a new chapter as they confronted the aftermath of the conflict. 7 years after the orthodox demonic Great War, at the Sichuan main branch of the Five Virtues tea shop, a bustling crowd filled the establishment. Amidst the busy scene, a customer called out for another nutritious drink. In response, Woon, now settled into a new chapter of his life, replied promptly, "Yes, sir." Right away. Amidst the chatter in the tea shop, two customers engaged in a conversation. One customer mentioned a rumor about the owner of this establishment being the younger brother of the demonic cult leader, prompting speculation. The other customer dismissed the notion, questioning the likelihood of someone from the demonic cult conducting business in the territory of the Sichuan Tang clan. The first customer acknowledged the rumor but highlighted that the owner had been falsely accused in the past and subsequently proven innocent by the alliance leader, White Dragon Martial God, Great Warrior Kwang. This revelation led to further discussion, with the second customer questioning any connection between the alliance leader and the demonic cult. Woon, attentive to the circulating rumor, listened intently to the conversation unfolding among the customers in his tea shop. Woon reflected on the events that transpired when he fought against the Heavenly Lord inside the Divine Palace. He realized that the members of the Murim Alliance were likely unaware of the true nature of the conflict, as none of the Orthodox sect's members had witnessed his association with the people of the demonic cult. Acknowledging that the rumor of his affiliation with the demonic cult had not completely faded, Woon found solace in the fact that the controversy had inadvertently boosted his business at the Five Virtues tea shop in Sichuan. Despite the lingering rumors, the increased attention had contributed to the success of his business in the region. As a customer called out for 2 nutritious drinks, Woon, the owner of the tea shop, responded promptly, acknowledging the request with a polite, "Yes, sir. Coming right up." After serving the customers, Woon thanked them as they left, expressing gratitude and inviting them to return. However, he overheard a customer commenting on the rumor about the owner being a master, dismissing it as nonsense. The customer questioned the credibility of a master who appeared to be an ordinary man, casting doubt on the validity of the rumor. In contemplation, Woon acknowledged that being recognized as a master wouldn't necessarily bring financial success. Pleased with the thriving business at the tea shop, he realized that achieving prosperity in the Central Plains was no longer an unattainable goal. 2 homeless kids approached Woon, inquiring if they truly received free food at the tea shop. Woon, with a warm smile, assured them, saying, "Of course. Come on in." He then instructed Hu to bring 2 nutritious drinks, to which Hu responded affirmatively, ready to fulfill the request. As a sudden burst of excitement filled the air, a child resembling Woon in appearance leaped forward and embraced Kwang, referring to him as his uncle. The child, named Hukrian Seon, shared a striking resemblance to Woon, with matching hair color, indicating that he was likely Woon's offspring. Kwang warmly greeted the child, inquiring about his well-being, while Seon excitedly called out to his mother, Suyin, informing her of Kwang's presence. Suyin expressed her acknowledgement of warrior Kwang's arrival. Woon, surprised by Kwang's unexpected visit, inquired about the reason for the busy alliance leader's presence at the tea shop. Kwang, with a smile, humorously responded that he had simply escaped from his overwhelming workload. Expressing concern, Woon questioned if everything would be all right amidst Kwang's absence. Meanwhile, in the Murim Alliance, Seopong appeared visibly agitated and shaking as he asked where Kwang had disappeared to. Sang replied stating that he had no knowledge of Kwang's whereabouts. Kwang reassured Woon, mentioning that advisor Seopong should be capable of handling the situation independently, implying confidence in Seopong's abilities to manage the affairs in Kwang's absence. Sitting at the table with Woon's family and Kwang, Xian, the child, questioned Kwang about his choice between the Murim Alliance and the Sun-Moon Divine Cult. Kwang, playfully winking, emphatically expressed his affinity for the Murim Alliance. Woon, reflecting on his father's recent retirement, shared how his father had made promises to the child, raising his hopes in the process. Moon, addressing Xian, mentioned that he would see his palace if he visited Xinjiang, to which Xian responded in surprise. Moon further elaborated, sharing that millions of his people resided in Xinjiang. In Woon's contemplation, he realized that it had been quite some time since he last saw his siblings, brother Jean and sister Wool. As the peaceful conversation was abruptly interrupted by the customer's alarm at the sky's unusual behavior, Woon and the others turned their attention skyward, noting something with the sky. Woon, filled with surprise and fear, gazed up at the unfolding events. Xian, seeking reassurance from her father Woon, inquired if the sky was angry. Woon, internally frustrated by the recurring disturbance, witnessed the sky cracking and forming a hole once again. In response, Kwang, Suyin, and Woon armed themselves with their respective weapons. Filled with fury and determination, Woon leaped into action, wielding his demonic sword bracelet and unleashing a powerful strike. He questioned why the turmoil was resurfacing after 7 years, declaring his resolve to confront the challenges threatening the world. And with that, the story of the unrivaled villain concludes.